this one's a bit sad. I don't know if... When me and my brother were young, my dad was doing that thing where, you know, when you're being taken to the dump yard, the tip or something like that, when you were a little kid, that was better than going to a football match. That was just like the best day ever. Because you never knew what you were going to find at the junkyard, did you? You'd just be there, standing on a pile of shit, going, Dad, you have to see this. We got to take it with us. It's a fridge. It's only missing a door. So we're loading up all this stuff from out of the garage, emptying old boxes and whatnot. My brother, I don't know, I'm about 9. No, I'm about 5. My brother's about 9. My brother pulls a vibrator out of a box just like this. And my dad does that fucking dad when they're nervous walker. He goes, hey, what you got there? Right? And then Dad goes, oh, I'll take that off you. Now, as soon as we see that little walk, we know that's something fucking important. And we're just going, Dad, what is that? I have to fucking know what that is. I have to know. That is, what is it, Dad? And Dad sees his 2 sons, and he sort of smiles wryly to himself and goes, it's a massager. My dad turns it on and goes, oh, that's lovely. Oh. And he goes, we'll turn that off. We'll put that back in the box. We'll put that box way back up here. Won't look at that again. Okay, about a few days later, my brother comes into my bedroom and goes, Jim, garage. And we go to the garage and then we pile all these boxes up. We get the vibrator out. It's about 40 degrees heat. And my brother looks at me and he goes, now you massage my back and I'll massage your back. Now this is a standard old brother trick. Older brothers do this. You push me on the swings, I'll push you on the swings. And what happens is you push them on the swings for like 10 minutes and then they push you for like a minute, tell you it was 10 minutes and that you're retarded and you can't read the time. So we both take our shirts off. Now we're just in our underwear, in the garage, in the dark, with a vibrator. And then I start massaging my brother's back, just. And he's giving it these ones. Whoa. And then it's my turn. I get in front. My brother holds the vibrator up. He turns it on, and then he drops it on the ground and goes, you have to put it back up on the top shelf, and then he fucks off. Now, I'm 5 years old. What do? I cry, right? And I pick the vibrator up in the darkness, and I just go... That's when my dad comes in. To see his 5-year-old son massaging his back with a vibrator, and I'm crying. And he comes up and he goes, has Scotty fucked you over again, mate? And I went, yeah. He goes, give it here. And he holds it up and he goes, now you see this? You're not to play with this. This is Dad's. Now that sentence has haunted me. Not that this is Mum and Dad's. This is Dad's. That raises questions I never want answered. Such questions as, why the fuck was it in the garage? Why did my dad's mates never come into the house? I was happy with it being in my mum, but my brother's a mental case. He's been mental my whole childhood. He can't help himself. He's older than me, but he's just fucking wired wrong. Something in his head. I'm going to tell you, I've never told this on stage before. It probably won't go on the DVD, but this is just something funny. Me and my brothers were talking. Whenever my mother's a great big fat woman, she still is. She's 18, 19 stone or something. She'd always used to get us to go out and get the washing off the line, and she'd always be in the kitchen going, "Go get the washing off the line, make sure you fold everything," and yelling at us while we were doing it, right? When I was about 10 and Scott was about 14, and we used to go out there. Whenever we got her underwear off the line, we would get on either end of it and fold it like a flag. Like, if that's not funny, nothing is. So, one time, me and my brother at home, right, just the two of us, and he's about 16, I'm about 12, and my mum and dad are out of the house, and my brother Scott is on the couch, and he looks over at me and he goes, "Jim, get me a Coke." And I went, "Get your own fucking Coke. I'm not going to get you a Coke." And he went, "Get me a Coke or I'll piss on the carpet." "Piss on the carpet, you mad cunt. I'm not going to get you a fucking Coke. Get me a Coke or I'll piss on the carpet. I'm not going to get you a Coke." So my brother stood up, walked to the middle of the living room, which is a longer distance than getting himself a fucking Coke, pulled out his cock, started pissing on the carpet. He's looking at me going, "You really should have got me a Coke. Why wouldn't you get me a Coke?" Does his fly up, goes back to the couch, doesn't get himself a Coke. So I just fucking left the puddle of urine there. My mum comes home, she's fucking furious, right? Big puddle of urine. She goes, "Who did this? Who did it?" And I went, "Scott did it." She looked at Scott and she goes, "What did you do that for?" And he goes, "I told Jim to get me a Coke or I'd piss on the carpet." And my mum turns to me and goes, "Why didn't you get him a Coke? You know he's fucking mental." My 15-year-old cousin has recently become pregnant, and I'm only offended by this as a taxpayer. I think if you can't afford it, fucking cut the fucking thing out, but it's not my problem. My auntie has to take care of it, you know. She's gonna fucking keep it. 15, man, she's gonna fucking keep the thing. When I went to a rough school, right? When I was 14, 15, 16, no one was fucking at my school. Nobody, not even the cool kids were fucking, right? We were happy with fingering, right? Bring that back. I could finger a girl in February. That'd keep me going through till fucking August, right? These kids today, they all fuck each other. They all get fucking knocked up and they get sex education. I never had any sex education. I didn't even have a sister, me, right? These kids get sex education on a Monday or a Wednesday, whenever they have it. They're all fucking each other. They're all getting pregnant. I think too much information. I think we should fuck sex education off completely and just start showing these kids pornography from a very young age. At least that way the boys will know to come on the girls' faces. A bit about me dad. Me dad's a weird cat, right? Good guy, he's not a cat. My parents made me get a job when I was like fucking 12 doing a paper round because there was no mines in Sydney. And I had to go around the suburbs and deliver papers, and at the end of the day I had to go to the news agency and empty all the bins out the back of the news agency into a big metal skip, and it was a fucking cunt of a job. But the only good thing about it was, at the end of the month, they used to throw away all the magazines I hadn't sold, so there was mountains of porn, right? So I would collect these porn mags up, fill me backpack up with them, go home, take the porn mags to school, sell them off for $5 a magazine. I was making more out of my porn empire than I ever did out of the paper round, right? Now I had a drawer under me bed that was 4 foot by 2 foot, which I packed full of porn. One day I come home, my room's been cleaned, it's fucking spotless, right? First thing I do is I run to the porn drawer, right? I open it up, empty, right? Go out to the living room. Now, my mum's out there sitting in a chair. Now, did anyone have a parent that had their own chair? They were the cunty parent. They were never the nice parent, right? If you're a parent out there and you have your own chair, you're a fucking Nazi dick, right? Stop being such a fascist. Sit somewhere else. You don't control the world. So, my mum looks at me and she goes, "I cleaned your room." And I went, yeah, thanks for that, Mum. But then she never mentioned anything, right? A week later, I'm out in my dad's shed and I'm hammering a nail into the bench, right? For no apparent reason, but he's a carpenter, right? If you put a nail into the bench, if he puts a table up there or something, that'll fuck the finish, right? Just being a dick. Under the bench, I saw all my porn magazines, but they were all like wet and bent and had lettuce leaves on them and stuff like that, right? What's happened is my mum's cleaned my room out. She's thrown all the porn mags out in the wheelie bin. My dad has to take the wheelie bin to the end of the drive on a fucking Wednesday. He's opened it up and gone, oh, hello, collected them all up. He's gone off to his shed and wanked himself stupid. So I thought, fuck that old cunt. So I collect them all back, take them back to the drawer where they belong. Circle of life continues. Now, a few days later, I'm out in the living room, and my old man walks out and goes, you been out in my shed? And I went, yeah. Not allowed those magazines. Neither are you. Can I have 4? To this day, if you go out to my fucking parents' house, man, there are 4 porn magazines out in that quality early 90s material.